Ethical reasoning is part of an interpreter's job every day because there are times that even though in theory we would love for a conversation to flow smoothly between two parties, it doesn't, because sometimes a word can be ambiguous or sometimes a concept isn't very familiar in one culture versus the other.
I think it's really important at the end of the day for somebody to be highly ethical and understand what it means to be a fiduciary. And what that means is always acting on behalf of the client's needs and not your own.
Sometimes one of the issues people come in with relates to safety concerns. I then have the difficult challenge of doing what's in the best interest of the client while risking the rapport that's built up between me and the couple.
When I make my ethical decision making, I'm thinking, is this going to positively or negatively impact the patient? What about their dignity? Is this going to negatively affect their dignity and how they feel with this doctor?
I have to try to do what's in the best interest of protecting the kids if there's child abuse involved, or how to help one spouse who may be feeling abused while also not losing the rapport relationship I built with the other spouse, all the while trying to help them move forward to a healthier relationship and family relationship in the future. That's one of the many ways in which I wrestle with ethical dilemmas in my profession.
Research ethics is a really central area of value that anthropology answers to. Because the traditions in ethnography and anthropology have been historically around sort of remote or exotic locations, underrepresented populations, and so on and so forth, there's always been this sort of long-standing dialogue of, well, what do we owe those people, or in what ways are we obligated to them in exchange for the participation that they give us in the research that we're doing. And I think in particular, because of the history of the development of anthropology, the ethics conversation in research has developed to be something very, very robust and informative in the work that I do. And it's different from the way that I see ethics playing out in other research or quasi-research arenas, like journalism, for example.
To be ethical, we want to keep our news department completely independent of the business world. They have to write the stories as they are without any potential influence based on business deals or advertising, etc. The brand Star Tribune is sacred.
If I don't make the ethical decision to step in and say to the provider, I think I heard that the patient is allergic to ibuprofen, even though the patient just responded, no, I don't have any allergies to medications. If I have that knowledge that they may have an allergic reaction to a medication, it's my duty to step in and really strive to get the best meaning conveyed to both parties, and knowing that confidentiality, not discussing the details of their case outside the room. And if I personally know the patient, I can't even tell anybody that I saw them at the hospital. That's how dedicated I am to their privacy.
I remember when I was a student of biostatistics, reading a book that was called How to Lie with Statistics. And it's actually very easy to do. How to Lie with Statistics. Actually, there is another book called How to Lie with Maps. It's very easy also to lie with maps. So it's very important, I take it very seriously, to be 100% honest.
If I'm not adhering to code of ethics and I just fly off the cuff all the time, my professionalism is in question, my competency is in question.
Whereas if we focus on what is best for those around us, what's best for us, see the pros and the cons, and acknowledge both in every decision that we make, then we can feel more confident in decisions that we do make.